I don't know how many people have been actively waiting for a Chicken Run sequel for the last 23 years, but we have one now, it's on Netflix, and as a huge fan of this animation studio, I've been looking forward to seeing what they'd cook up after all this time. So is this movie anything worth clucking about? Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? I'm Sully, and today we're talking about the long-awaited animated sequel, Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nugget. All you need to know about this one is that the story goes like this. Having pulled off an escape from Tweety's farm, Ginger has found a peaceful island sanctuary for the whole flock. But back on the mainland, all of chickenkind faces a new threat, and Ginger and her team decide to break in. So I'll start this one off by saying that I am a massive fan of the Aardman movies, especially anything that has to do with Wallace and Gromit. I grew up watching those ones over and over, and I think The Wrong Trousers is an animated masterpiece. Argue with the wall if you disagree. But this studio has come to be known over the years for fantastic visuals, memorable characters, and wholesome themes. So even if I didn't really think Chicken Run was a project that needed a sequel after all these years, I was kind of excited for it solely because the guys behind these movies never miss. But at the end of the day, even though it looks good and some of that trademark charm is in here, this bird needed way more time in the oven when it comes to the script. The reason I say that is because the script is usually one of the strongest parts of these movies, and it kind of has to be, right? Since the plots and storylines they build around are normally super creative and out there. I look at all of the Aardman films like I look at something like SpongeBob SquarePants, okay? When you're young, it's entertaining, it's hilarious, but there's still a lot in there for adults as well. You know, tons of one-off lines and scenarios that go way over your head that when you watch it again when you're older, you're like, how the hell were they able to slip that in there? But in this movie, I feel like they abandoned all of that nuance and subtext that I've come to know them for and delivered up a very dumbed down and by the numbers children's film, which would be totally fine if this movie was made by anyone else, but since Aardman has set such a high bar for themselves over the years, it's a problem here. This might go down as the most formulaic and safe movie I've ever seen them make. And don't get me wrong, there are some really cool scenes in here, and the charm still comes through in a few areas. I mean, this time around, it's basically what you'd get if you took Chicken Run and combined it with Mission Impossible. How could you not have fun with that premise? Instead of breaking out of a chicken farm, they're breaking in, it's a rescue mission, and they've sharpened their skills a little bit since the last time they've had to do something like this. And honestly, all of the scenes showing this ragtag team enacting their plans and getting down to business is where this movie shines. All of the gadgets they make, the trouble they get themselves into, and the split-second decisions is unsurprisingly where all of the comedy lies, and is the strongest part of this film. On top of that, those sequences just showcase how far Aardman has come with this stop-motion medium that they love playing in, and there's no doubt in my mind that they're the best in the business when it comes to that style of animation. And if you're a fan of the original movie, all of the characters like Ginger and Rocky are back in this one too, but we don't have the same actors voicing them anymore. So if you're expecting them to sound the exact same as they did 23 years ago, unfortunately, you're shit out of luck here. And I think for the most part, the voice acting is still up to snuff here, but I can't lie, Zachary Levi voicing Rocky definitely threw me for a loop a little bit. I just feel like he brings an attitude to the character that wasn't really in line with how he was in that first film. And after rewatching the original last week, which still holds up after all these years by the way, I might be being more critical than someone that watches this new one and hasn't seen that first film in decades, but when it comes to the overall feel of this group, I can't deny that it's cool seeing what these characters we met 23 years ago are up to now, but I don't know, I just wanted more from this one. Overall, guys, Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nugget comes off as another legacy sequel that I don't really think needed to be made. Now, don't get me wrong, the visuals are really solid, and there are some laughs along the way, but there's just something missing from this script, and it doesn't have the usual charm we've come to expect from an Aardman film. Maybe you'll love it if you're a huge Chicken Run fan, but I'm hoping we can look back on this one as a rare misfire than the new norm for these guys, especially with another Wallace and Gromit movie coming out next year. Please, do not ruin my childhood. Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nugget gets a Sully score of 2.5 stars. So that's my review of the latest Aardman film. What do you think is the best stop-motion animation movie you've ever seen? Let me know in the comments below. I need to add more to my watch list. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys at the next one.